What is love? What is love?
Hey guys, so let's get started. I have nothing on my face and my eyebrows are already done. To cancel out the color in my eyes, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade 40 Medium. And I'm going to be blending that out with the Sigma 3D HD Precision Brush. To set that in place, I'm going to be using my Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Powder, and I'm going to be applying that with the e.l.f. Concealer Brush. To give some dimensions to my eyes, I'm going to be using the MAC shadow in soft brown and applying that with a Coastal Scents fluffy brush. And I'm also going to be going into my Carli Bybel palette, and I'm going to be using that darker brown shade, and I'm going to be mixing it with the mauve shade next to it. So mixing those two together and applying it into my crease. I'm going to be using the Maui Luminizer by the Balm to highlight the inner corners of my eyes and under my brow bone. I'm going to be applying it with an Equal Tools flat brush and blending it out with an Equal Tools fluffy brush. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using a black liquid liner by NYC, and I'm going to be applying that with my MAC 210 brush. I'm going to be tightlining using a black liner by NYC, and this is going to really help camouflage the space after I apply my falsies. For mascara, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara in black. And for the eyelashes, I'm going to be using Elite eyelashes that I found at the pharmacy for like $3 and my dual glue. For my face, to prime, I'm going to be using the Smashbox primer, and I'm going to be applying that all over my face. I'm going to be using the Garnier 5-second blur, and I'm going to be putting that on the sides of my nose just to diminish the appearance of pores. I'm going to be using the Artistry Essential Lotion. I'm going to be putting that all over my nose. I'm going to be applying a lot because my nose can get really dry, especially when I'm wearing foundation, which I will be wearing in this video. And for my waterline, I'm going to be using this beige liner by Rimmel. And this is the first time I'm not wearing mascara in my lower lashes, which is like a miracle because I always wear mascara. But since I'm not, I wanted my eyes to pop still. My skin has been breaking out a little bit because I tried a new moisturizer. So to cancel out the redness, I'm going to be using this green corrector from a palette I got from tmart.com, which is almost identical to the Eclipse palette from Coastal Scents. It's just cheaper on tmart.com. I'm applying that with the Real Techniques detailer brush. For foundation, I'm going to be using my trusty Revlon Colorstay foundation in 360 Golden Caramel, and that's how much I'm going to be using. I like to apply it with my fingers first instead of a brush, and then blending it out with a beauty blender. And I usually like to do one side of my face at a time because this is a matte foundation and it dries really quickly. Now this shade is much lighter than my face. I know here you can't really tell that it's not the same color as my face, but it does match the rest of my body perfectly. So at first I would wear a foundation that matched my face and I looked like two different people. So now I have a foundation that matches the rest of my body. so it looks much more natural. When I start applying the foundation to my forehead, that's when you'll be able to see how different it is from my actual skin on my face. But when the whole look is together, it looks perfect.
It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you,
for concealer, I'm going to be using my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. And for an extra highlight, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime Highlight, which you will see right now. And I'm going to be using the shade Bright Forecast. I'm going to be putting it in the inner corners and also on the bridge of my nose. And I'm going to be blending that out with a Morphe AS11 brush. And I like to blend out one eye at a time because this concealer does crease. So I like to blend out an eye at a time and then set them with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. And I'm going to be doing the same for my nose as well. So I'm going to let that bake and cook. And then to contour, I'm going to be using the Black Opal Concealer, and it is in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And I'm going to be applying that with the MAC 163 brush, and I'm going to be putting it on the sides of my cheek, under my lip, my cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, and on my forehead. And in the middle of me blending the contour, I realized that this brush is not really good at blending, so I started to switch with the Real Techniques buffing brush, which blends anything and everything like a dream. Then I'm going to be brushing off the setting powder with an Equal Tools Kabuki brush.
in the sky, gazing far into the night.
And I'm going to be taking whatever's left on that MAC brush to contour the sides of my nose.
But it's no use.
For contour shade, I'm going to be using the shade Havana in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and applying that on top of the Black Opal to intensify that with the Real Techniques contour brush. And then for my forehead, I'm just going to switch to the Real Techniques buffing brush. For my nose, I like to use the shade Fawn, and I'm going to be using that with an e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to be using that same shade for my cupid's bow and under my lip. For blush, I'm going to be using the Sigma Large Angle Contour Brush, which is the brush F40, and the Coastal Scents Blush 2 palette, and these two shades mixed together. For a highlight, I'm going to be using the Divine Goddess Luminizer by Buxom in Venus, and I'm going to be putting that on the high points of my cheek and my brow bone, the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to be blending that out with a Real Techniques sponge. To intensify that highlight, I'm going to be using my Mary Luminizer by the Balm, and I'm going to be applying that with the Morphe M510 brush. And then I'm going to set my entire face with the e.l.f. setting spray. I know my eyelash is coming off, but I fix that later. I'm going to be exfoliating with my e.l.f. lip exfoliator since I'm going to be using a matte lip stick in this video. But first, I'm going to draw in my birthmark, which faded away with the foundation. So for my lip, I'm going to be using the Jordana lip liner in Cabernet. And the trick to an ombre lip, which I think pulls the whole look together, is you want to line your lips and then start to fill in the sides of your lips and drag the color towards the center of your lip and leave that space clear. So it should look something like that. The lipstick I'm going to be using is by ColourPop, and it is in the shade Creeper, and it is a really nice bright red lipstick, which I recommend people that are brown skin or of a deeper complexion. It really does complement your skin. And I'm just going to be using the lip liner to clean what I feel needs to be perfected a little more. And I'm also going to be using the HD Makeup Forever Concealer in 355 to clean it up a little bit more. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the whole Valentine's look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
What is love?
Oh,